Well, hey YouTube, PD2Finger here. I found out they're building a recreation area, the Forge. Um, it's going to be an adventure area with zip line park, the highest zip line in the nation, 120 foot, I think they said. Um, Mountain bike track, children's play area, music venue, food vendors, parking lots, the whole schmear. It's going to be $60 day pass, $20 to ride to experience one of the, like if you just want to go and do one zip line. The thing about this is they're building this in the area that my wife and I have used going back to 2010. Um, we make music there on the weekends. I live here in an apartment. I'm disabled. I've got herniated discs and I'm missing finger tops on this hand. So that means it's been challenging for me to play the guitar, the six string. Played bass for many years. Now my wife plays the bass, and we've had a family band with our daughters. They're grown. They actually, my one daughter's expecting. She lives in Michigan. The other daughter has a home in Joliet. So we don't. We get together a few times a year if I'm lucky, as the family band with my daughters. But my wife and I, as the duo, we make music with battery-powered gear that we've built. Class D amplifiers that I get from China that I build into speaker cabinets. I play an electric guitar, my wife plays an electric bass, and we use a drum machine. Actually, now we're using drum loops, which they sound a little better. They sound more like a real drum kit. So the Lemont Quarry area has been our place. We go there every weekend from when the weather gets nice until when it's too cold to go anymore. And this is like the only thing that I have in my life to keep me going. So I'm not sure. There's a pavilion there, and then there's a forest area. The forest area is really a lot of mosquitoes. We always set up in that pavilion there. Looking at the map, the pavilion is not in the area where the adventure park is going to be located, but are they going to let us? Are they going to call the police? Are they going to kick us out of there? This has been the case. We were kicked out of Cook County by Officer Sanchez, a 30-year veteran of the Cook County Forest Preserve Police System. He came the first time we were in a pavilion, and there was two pavilions right across the way from each other, Willow Springs Woods, and there was some teenagers drinking with a boom box in the one pavilion, and then there we were, my daughters and my wife and I, and one daughter's playing a keyboard and singing, and my wife and I are singing and playing the guitars and the bass. And he told us we had to have we weren't allowed to be in the pavilion unless we had a permit. So we stopped. We started going to different woods, and we did not use the pavilion. We would go way in the back of the woods where no one was. Bring with garden tools and clean that area. We would remove litter, make it look nice, and then set up our moving blankets and set our gear up. And he showed up there. He caught us. Officer Sanchez caught us 3 times and told us the next time he caught us, he was going to write me a fine, a huge citation, and I would have to go to court and face the judge. So we were basically kicked out of Cook County. There was another Cook County sheriff, police officer, who caught us at Columbia Woods, which is in Willow Springs, who told me no contraptions allowed in the Forest Preserve. Which this was the Forest Preserve where they were testing the air bikes, which is a propeller on the back of a 5 horsepower motor on the back of a bicycle. Some of them didn't even have a guard. It would just be a exposed propeller. So there's a video on this channel called The Contraptions of Columbia Woods. and that documents the air bikes. And it was just ironic that that same Forest Reserve, he told me, no contraptions, was the same one where very clearly contraptions. So we ended up finding our new home at the Lemont Quarries. We've been there. We had one run-in where a woman had a breast cancer run scheduled, and they were going to be meeting at the pavilion and she was really distraught. And I said, well, we won't we'll have our lunch while you do what you need. She said, I said, what time? It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. She said, it's at 1:30 we're supposed to start the run. And I said, well, it's 1. Why don't you let us do our sound check? We take up one table in that pavilion. And then on the other side of it, we have a tripod and we shoot video of us playing. So I said, we'll do a 3-minute sound check, and then we'll power everything down and eat our lunch. We'll take a half-hour break while you organize. So she was like, oh, thank you. This works out great. So 3 people came. 3 cars came. One had 2 people in it, and so 3 people ran this fun run that they had organized, and then the other, the one carload, it was a man and a woman, and the woman did not run. They were elderly, and she said, I'm gonna sit here and watch you guys play. And I was like, are you sure? It's kind of loud. And she said, oh no, I don't mind. And she said, then she was actually grateful that we were there making music, because that gave her something to do while she waited on her husband to do this run. So like I said, we had that was the only time that we had any kind of a situation. No one ever uses that pavilion. No one. It's just sitting there. We use it every weekend. And we've never had the police come and question us. There is an outlet there. We use 18650 rechargeable lithium-ion batteries that I recycle out of laptop power packs from Goodwill. All of our gear is recycled. Nothing is bought new. I build most of the gear. I have a powered mixer with a 200 watt Class D amplifier, a 2.1, so there's a sub and 2 speakers. Everything's run off of rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. It's a guitar and bass combo with a drum loops or a drum machine. You could think of the drum loops as it's a machine. It's an MP3 actually, and I put those together here on the computer. And the sound quality is just really, it sounds more like a real drum kit. So that's what we do. We write most of our own music. It's not devil thrash music. It's guitar instrumental music is what it is. It's basic, simple, rockish music. We do just a handful of cover tunes, but those are really rare, really rare. We've got around 50 pieces of music that we play, maybe 60 by now. The family band with the kids was a thing for years. That was about a 4-year process, and we created 150 plus pieces of music, and each song had a name, and then we have a notebook with each person has their notes with chord charting, and then of course the presets on there affect whatever type of gear that they use. So as far as bands, the family band was always really kind of more professional in that it wasn't just an excuse for a bunch of guys to get together and drink beer and smoke weed, which was what the other bands that I played in before I got married were. A half hour of drinking and passing a pipe around, and then we would play one song. This is song after song, professional. It sounds good. There's no out of key singing. There's no mass alcohol consumption, people falling down wasted. It's a family band. And this duo is an extension of that. It's just my wife and I. And now today I find out that this huge corporation, these guys They are computer guys that have made money off of the internet. They've discovered this patch of land here, and they're estimating millions of people are going to be, 1 million visitors a year are going to come to the Forge Adventure Park. I don't think it's going to be successful. I think it's way overpriced. I can see it now. They're going to have a barbecue shack. It's going to be $13.99 for a hot dog, $9.99 for an 8-ounce cup of beer or Coke, and it's just gonna end up. Are they going to tear the structures down when they leave, or are they just going to take the wires off of them and leave this eyesore there? So I'm upset today because, it's not like I have any stake in this land, but it's been my place. I clean it, I sweep it, I remove the spider webs from underneath all of the. I knock the hornet's nests off of the ceiling. When the people leave bags of rotten food or grass clippings, I'm the one that takes care of all of that. And it's been a ritual. It's a perfect place to do it. It's a perfect place to do it. We point our speakers away from civilization, and so the sound travels. There's no way. It's perfect. There's a huge, massive area where there's nothing, and that's where the sound travels. And now it's going to be the employees at this place are going to hear us, and are they going to call the police? Are they going to get us kicked out of there because we don't belong in their adventure park? Their extreme adventure park? You can't have a couple making music. So I don't know. It's really a shame. There's another area there, the woods, the backwoods and the back end. I'm looking at the plans of where they're going to be building everything. It's going to be opening June 27th of this year. I don't see anything in the backwoods, that area where we used to play with the family band, which is very difficult. It's got about a block where you park to drag the equipment, which it's heavy. The bass speakers are really heavy. And all of the guitars and our food we eat while we're there. We've never left a can. I don't smoke. There's no cigarette butts, it's cleaner after we visited the area, because I love nature, and I'm not one of these people that will pollute. I really can't stand people that do that. It's a big deal to me. So that's the type of person I am, and then having an area where I've cleaned it up and invested, that's like part of my life, it's a tradition, and then have it taken over by big business and to be kicked out and use the police against me. I'm not looking forward to that. So I hope that the people behind Adventure Park or the Forge can have the good sense to know a good thing when they see it. If a local musician, a duo, is using their facility, their area to make music, that they would applaud that. That they would be like, you know what? This is fantastic that you're here making music on the outskirts of our property. We want you here. Here's a free pass. Not like I want to go on their sky slides or want that. I just don't want the police to come. I don't want people coming up telling me I don't belong there, because, I grew up in Willow Springs. I've been going to those quarries all my life. As far as who and what belongs there, that's a matter of perspective. And they're probably going to pave it, because some of the roads are unbelievable chuck holes. This deep, you need to do between 3 and 8 miles an hour on your way out of there if you're going to go to the backwoods. And that makes that trek back there, because it's over a mile, makes it a long ride of, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. So they're probably going to pave all of that. Maybe they won't. It's adventure time. Maybe they won't. But the fact of the matter is that ecologically, they probably will have to do something about the mosquitoes, because that backwoods area there, that's why we don't play there, is the mosquitoes are biblical. They're biblical back there. They're really not bad at all. Nothing. I got maybe one bite last year. So anyway, if you're curious about the duo, you can check out KTEL Presents is a video on this channel, which is a wrap-up of last season. It's video snippets of the duo doing their thing at the Lemont Quarry Pavilion, Lemont Recreation Center Pavilion. If you'd like to hear us. After being like no rock and roll allowed in my own home, having to hide my Pink Floyd tapes, my mom finding them, throwing them in the river, my Roger Waters Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking t-shirt that I got from my first show after my dad died, her throwing that away. And then like having the police hassle us, kick us out of Cook County. It's like that Keel video. There was a band called Keel, The Right to Rock. And it was like rock and roll is illegal and it's the future, and rock and roll is illegal. I think Rush had that theme on their 2112 concept album that was part of that. And like I said, we live in an apartment, and out of respect for our neighbors, we don't play our instruments through full-size amplifiers. We'll maybe, like I've got this here. That's about as loud as we get here in our home, and we like to actually rock and roll where you're using a 12-inch speaker or where it's louder, and that's why we built that equipment, and that's why we pack our stuff up every Saturday and head to the outdoors. So hopefully this isn't going to be the end of a good thing for me. Hopefully it'll be the end of a good relationship with the fine folks at the Forge. It's up to them. Are you're gonna come and mess with us? Are the people who use that place to fish? Are you gonna tolerate them fishing, but I'm not allowed to play my guitar because it's a little bit loud in that area where people are going to be running through? We'll have to see how it works out. All right, you guys. Good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. Peace.